Tuesday, and we are live on all the shows. And we start the broadcast on the Instagram as well. Fantastic. It's been 3 weeks continuously. We were trying to come on Instagram live as well on Tuesday, and we are live on all the platforms YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Insta. Good evening, everyone. I am Riddhima Dua, your NLP trainer, New Code NLP master and trainer, and I'm here to share with all of you about NLP and the applications. You can type me your questions and I will answer you around NLP. And there are viewers coming in. Hello, everyone. You can hear my voice clearly. Please let me know on the chat. I have a chat system enabled wherein I can see your chat from all the platforms together, and I can see who is messaging me from the different platforms. Sometimes I don't see the name, maybe because of the tool. So here we are. We've been talking about NLP since the last 3 or 4 weeks of our Tuesday sessions, which we have been doing. And I would start talking to you around NLP and also personal life applications and professional life applications. First of all, thank you so much, all the viewers who have also joined our session last week on Thursday, How to Become a Coach. We had exciting time, all of you. And we have a session coming up, the webinar for 2 hours coming up on NLP and New Code NLP this Thursday. This Thursday means 9th of September at 6 p.m. IST. You can join in with the link which will be shared by my team right now. It's there for Instagram viewers on my bio, it's there with LinkedIn, it's there also on Facebook as well as on the other platforms available. So, if you're able to hear my voice, first of all, let me know with your yeses. Okay, we have people from Insta, we have people from YouTube. Fantastic, lovely. We have people coming in now, joining in from LinkedIn. Good evening, everyone. Today, I have a Q&A. I'm going to focus on the Q&A on the applications of NLP and personal and professional applications on NLP. Hi, Seema. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for confirming that you're able to hear my voice clearly. So let me go ahead with a question which I have. Lot of people who are new in this show, which we have been doing from the last 3 weeks, for them, this show is about question and answers, your questions and my answers on NLP and its applications. Whatever questions, doubts which you have. This week theme is applications of NLP in personal life as well as applications on NLP in professional life. And what I would like you to do is participate, interact, ask as many questions as you can. Okay, all right. I am going ahead with first question which has been asked to me, and the question which has been asked to me is one of my viewers who has asked me this question on our group. We run NLP sessions, which is classic code and new code NLP diplomas, and we keep receiving questions from that group as well. Good evening from Facebook. So we have a question from Anand this time. I'll start with that question, that I have other questions as well. I have a question from Anand talking about how to mute vocalization, sub vocalization. I think, Anand, you mean that internal dialogue at the time of reading. So Anand has a question around how do I shut up my internal dialogue at the time of reading. Do you also have certain question like that? Do you have questions around NLP and application? Please ask me so on the chat box right now, and then we would proceed with some more answers to you. I'm going ahead and answering Anand's question. So, Anand, there is a trick which I also read in the book as well as I practiced it while in one of the trainings which I was conducting, which John was conducting, and I was a participant there. And he also spoke about something like dropping your tongue. When you are reading something and whatever you are doing, what happens, Anand, when you drop your tongue? Right now, viewers, whoever is listening to me, Drop your tongue right now. And the moment that happens, your internal dialogue, shut up. It is a stop internally. That's one of the small trick which you can utilize if you would like to in the time of reading. Second, if in case you're reading and your focus is getting shift, another way visually to increase your focus is leave the focus from the book for some time and turn your face left or right and then focus on one of the point, a very small point, and keep looking at the small point. Yeah. When you keep looking at the small point and then focus on the small, tiniest part of that point. Breathe in, breathe out, and focus on that shape, that size, that color. What is it? And maintain that breathing rhythm. It's very important to maintain the breathing rhythm. Maintain the breathing rhythm and turn your face towards your book, and you would focus more better while you are reading. That's one of the ways to do it. Another way, Anand, you are a participant also in New Code and you're learning so many things. One of the things when we do new code games, so you can utilize a micro muscle of new code game and increase your focus as well. So this is one of the thing which you can do for increasing your focus. I hope, Anand, it is useful to you. People, I am answering questions today. Good evening to some of the members who have joined just now. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be here for 30 minutes exact. We have been doing Ridhima Dua live shows, question and answers on NLP, and today we can also cover a little about New Code NLP. We have our Thursday session coming up, a webinar in which you can experience NLP and New Code NLP. If you would like to attend the webinar, which is going to be 2.5 hours starting at 6 p.m. IST on Thursday, this Thursday, you can join in, register there on the link which is given in my bio on Insta or on other platforms. My team can also, send the link right now on all the platforms right away. Great. Let me proceed. I have another question. The question is there with one more person, through one more person, and the question is here. The question is about relationships. And the question is that can NLP be utilized in relationships? Yes, absolutely. I was having a coaching right away, just an hour before our show. And the discussion was around that how that X person is not understanding, and that person is, or you, any one of you are feeling something like choking or suffocating and don't like this relationship, there's something wrong, the person is not understanding, etc. And I ran a coaching, and the reflection of my coachee was only this, very simple, that the person who is thinking that the other person is not connecting with me, say example A and B, and A is thinking that I'm not able to connect with B, whether it is personally or professionally, we identify using the coaching system and meta questions that A is in the auditory system. A would like to hear the feedback, wherein B, who is talking to you, or B, who is in communication with you, has a very slow pitch and taking deep breaths and talking less and keeping eyes maybe a little lower, like that. The problem is not the problem. It's about the system with which they communicate with each other. That's all. There is no one good or bad in relationships when you will utilize NLP, for example, pacing and matching the systems. That itself takes care of everything. Virginia Satir, people who would like to learn more about it, is a model of excellence to utilize the systems in communication. There are therapies, family conjoined therapy as well, which is developed by Virginia Satir. And it is amazing to know that how the systems can be so influencing, and these systems can be utilized to understand people. Let's take example at professional level, people who are here. Thank you so much, everyone, to join in. And good evening, everyone. We are the question by Shruti on relationships. And I was talking about a coaching 1 hour back I was having with one person, and we reflected the only challenge which was there is how these two people were communicating with each other, which system were they operating from the brain. And that sorted many things. And I was talking about Virginia Satir. And I also mentioned about family conjoined therapy, which can be learned and which can be one of the beautiful thing which Virginia Satir has developed. And using the model of excellence, Virginia Satir, Milton Erickson, NLP has the techniques and the patterns and the systems that how do we know, how do we notice, how do we observe more that how is a person communicating, what is a strategy of communication, and then how can I shift. So I was giving an example of professional life. Now let's take an example A and B. And A is a manager and B is a person who is at team. Now the person who is at team member and at manager level, of course there could be some perceptions with people, but then, most important part, if you are a manager and if you would like to become a coach and you would like to coach people and your intention is set that you would like to have solutions at team level, my request to you would be identify that at what level is your team member operating, which system I mean. By system I mean people who are at professional level. By system I mean that when your team member is sitting with you and talking about some issues, etc. So is he saying, I don't think we can see a big picture coming up, I don't think we have a clear idea about it? Or notice what I'm saying, is he saying, oh, we can't talk about this, it's going to go nowhere, this discussion doesn't ring the bell? Or third example, is he saying, it's actually not going anywhere, so I don't know what to do, it's just like the mud which is not going to settle here? What is the person saying and how is the person saying? Which system is it? C, is it good evening, Senthil? Is it hearing, talking, or is it feeling? At what level? And if, as a manager and as a coach, you can match these systems, what would happen is you would go deeper at the unconscious level. So we train you with that in our classic code NLP sessions to observe language patterns, to observe ad hoc strategies, and to build influence with your team member. So I hope that question has been answered, Shruti, to you about relationship. And I hope that you would go back and apply matching with the systems and observing people more rather than just labeling them. So we have more questions coming up. I have another question. Thank you so much. The question is about what is the difference between new code and classic code NLP? So, viewers over here, how many of you know New Code NLP is also developed by John Grinder himself and Carmen Bostic and Michael Carroll, co developers of New Code NLP? We are doing diplomas in New Code NLP, and a lot of people are asking about New Code NLP, and hence we have a webinar coming up on Thursday, which will make you experience, because NLP is not about talking, it's about experiencing. So we will be making you experience new code NLP and classic code NLP, and so that you can understand the difference in words. Okay, so in words, very simple. The difference between new code NLP and classic code NLP. I was having a conversation with one of a person who's already a classic code practitioner at a master practitioner, and he was discussing something very important from his life. He's working at a higher level as a project manager in an IT company, etc. And the question was around time, and he was talking about that how do I not have negative thoughts and have positive thoughts. And my challenge was that before you get away from that negative thing, whatever you are thinking, what's the intention of that negative is important. What states can be built around it is important. what congruency can be built around it is important. For example, let's say that people say that I would like to go to say people say I like to go to gym. A simple example, I would like to get up at 6 o'clock and go to gym. So they come and say, I want to get over this negative thought of laziness. But then what is the intention of this laziness? How is it serving you? What's the secondary gain? What is the hidden intention? Are you congruent internally with your unconscious that you would like to be going? Are you aligned with all of this? New Code NLP helps there. In classic code NLP, techniques like swish, techniques like other techniques, which is helping you submodalities, which is helping you to get over the negative, get the positive, does work. A new code NLP works at a level wherein you are creating states which is congruent to the higher intention, and these states occur on demand when you want it. It just happens like this. It just comes over it at the time when you want it. So that's a very experiential difference. Once you practice these games, new code NLP works at the unconscious level. It is content free, works at the state and intention level. It has no imposition at all in coaching. It creates new states at the micro muscle level. It involves also, as a coach, a lot of collaboration skills as a coach, which you develop. So that's the core difference in new code. And John Grinder has written a book, Whispering in the Winds. You can read that book if you would like to. However, reading will not help you to understand. Reading is not experience, and experience is new code NLP, in simple words, right? Okay, let us move ahead. I have last two questions to cover and we go off at 8 p.m. Hello viewers, are you able to connect the dots between the classic code and the new code? How many of you understand the difference between the classic code and the new code? Let me know over there. I would like to connect with all of you on the chat. Hi, Santhil. You able to understand the new code and the classic code differences? Okay, Seema, are you able to connect with new code and classic code differences? If you have any questions, Seema, around it, or any other viewer whose name I can't see around it, please send me the message over here. Please ask me the question over there and I can answer that. Great. Let me proceed with one more question which I have. Okay, this question was asked by Smayan, and this question talks about how do I get, okay, it's a similar question. How do I get uh, healthy relationships using using NLP? So, Smayan, your question is useful for many viewers over here. Viewers, do you like to know about how can you use NLP for building relationships? Would you like to build better relationships? Would you like to have stronger relationships using NLP? Let's talk about this. So, okay, how many of you have noticed that people who eat together, people who like the similar food, people who drink together, people who smoke together, people who dance together, the form of dancing, people who dance together, what happens in dancing, for example, salsa as a couple, they are, sure, Senthil, I will let you know, they are pacing with each other. They are dancing with each other. I think relationship is all about rhythms, isn't it? Do you like rhythms in relationship? It's all about having a rhythm. And what happens with relationships is when the rhythm is broken, it seems like it is not connected. But then if rhythm can be taken back, it is like connection back again. And how do I get the rhythm back again? By dancing again. By dancing again in the same rhythm, catching the rhythm and dancing again. So I have explained you this in a kind of an analogy. What I'm trying to say to all of you is when you are technically, scientifically, think about it, when you are dancing together or when you're eating together, when you are sitting and laughing together, what is happening is people say that we are able to connect with each other, right? Correct? Hi, Gaurav. Nice to have you. So we are able to connect and know each other better, understand better, communicate better. Technically, scientifically, at a deeper level, what is happening is that your breathing is connected. You're connected with the breathing. The breathing is paced together, is matched. It's in the sync, it's matching. The breathing is matching with each other, which means two people dancing together, if you observe scientifically, their breathing rhythms are similar. When these breathing rhythms are similar, the connection happens at a very deeper level. That's what you learn and you practice so much with NLP. You learn and practice so much using collaboration, using these tools and techniques to create the rhythm in relationship. And also, NLP gives you a choice. You may have a choice to build rapport, to build the relationship, or you can also take the choice if you want to not to do it. It's also again about the word choice. So, with both rhythms and the choice, NLP tools and techniques deeply help you to build relationship. And again, not at only at a personal level, at all the levels. When I was talking to one of the coaches today, I was thank you, Gaurav. We are talking about the questions. We are taking questions on NLP. I'll just finish this one. I'm talking about relationships, rhythm, NLP tools and techniques. And I was saying that while I was having a discussion with one of the coaches, and we were discussing about the utilization of NLP. I think NLP is a tool which is utilized at all levels simultaneously. How can you not observe at a personal level or not observe at a professional level? Observation is a skill. Observation, or rather, collaboration, which is different than observation. It is not only observation, it's a skill which is utilized at all levels. You are going to observe your child to develop a relationship. You are observing your mother, father, spouse for a better relationship. And you are observing people who are working with you as your team for relationship. And that skill is at the higher level. It's here. It is just like taking an example in Hindi, जो हमारे घर में आटा होता है, the use of आटा is for different things. It is serving the higher intention of a nutrition. And that nutrition is supposing the carbs, those nutrition which is coming from there is serving an intention in the body to give you energy, right? So that thing is utilized for everything. The intention energy is utilized at all the levels. The same way, observation, or rather, a little next level, calibration skills, which you learn at NLP with NLP, is utilized at all level. You cannot differentiate that I will use only at personal level or I will use only at professional level. You would be able to utilize these skills at all the levels. Like, for example, Senthil we have here. He has also utilized it at all the levels, not at the personal level only, personally and professionally, at both the levels. Hello, viewers from YouTube, Vikram, Gaurav, Sujit, Senthil, everyone over there. We would like to answer your questions around NLP, personal and professional life. We still have 5 minutes to go. If you're watching this the very first time, first of all, thank you so much, Gaurav. We do this every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. IST, and we take questions around NLP applications. And you can ask any questions which you have around. Let us go ahead to answer question of Senthil. You would need more clarity in NLP classic code and new code. Senthil, you know NLP a little, you have practiced the techniques as well. I would suggest you to come on Thursday, Senthil, wherein I'm going to take two separate experiences exercises, and these exercises will actually tell you that what is the difference, because you know very well that NLP is all about experiencing the technique, right? So you can come, all of you who are watching this right now, all of you are invited for Thursday detailed discussion, a detailed webinar on Thursday evening, 6 o'clock to 8:30 on NLP, meaning of NLP, history, applications, experience, and the difference between new code and classic code. I've given slight difference, Senthil, though experience will take it ahead, right? Okay, let's move on. I have the last question over here with me, though I'm okay if you would like to ask me any more further. And we have more people joining in. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm seeing you there. Okay, let me talk about the last question which I have. The last question which I have is about the internal dialogue and how do I improve my language while I do my self talk. Okay, thank you so much for this question. Let me just go ahead quickly on talking about this internal dialogue. Again, using my coaching experience, I was coaching one of the lady today, and I was talking about this simple thing that while you talk to yourself and you want to say that I don't want negativity, I don't want any aggression. She was talking about something, I don't want any trust issues. That was the word she was using. My question to you is, if I ask you, I don't want you to see pink elephant. Yeah? I don't want you to see pink elephant. I really, really don't want you to see pink elephant. What happens in your brain right now? Viewers, what happens in your brain right now? Okay, Gaurav, I will come to that question. What happens in your brain right now when we say, I don't want to see the pink elephant? Generally, what happens? You are seeing the pink elephant. So, your internal dialogue is also about the way you are running your language inside. That's one of the way to understand. And it is something like that. Louis Hay has written in one of the book that it's like one drop, it's like only one drop, and then that one drop become a puddle, and the puddle become a pond, and a pond, then you see the pink elephant exactly, and the puddle become the pond of those thought become a lake, lake become this lake or river become a big ocean if you keep yourself in the same internal dialogue, isn't it? Right? So I repeat, that one drop of that negative dialogue, that one drop of I don't want to have stress, I don't want to have stress, I don't want to see the pink elephant, that one drop goes ahead and become this big ocean by the puddle, by the lake, and then going to the ocean. So stop at the best at the starting itself if you can, noticing your internal dialogue. Number one, how are you talking to yourself? What are you talking to yourself? So if you're saying that I do not want any issues, that lady said, okay, so if you do not want any issues, what do you want? Oh, I want peace. Okay, so if you want peace, how would you feel like when you have peace? Oh, I'll feel like, yeah, so she was actually going into, so what are you doing? You are taking your body in peace at that moment. So when you do that and you repeat that continuously, what happens is the ocean which you would get, that ocean would be of positive states. And then your internal dialogues will shift to the positive states. That's one way to reflect, change, and create an ocean of positive internal dialogue, rather. So that's one way to understand this. Although I believe and I think that experiencing these tools and techniques multiple times to create an ocean is the key. All of you. You can discuss more about with the questions and answers with live session in which your videos are on, my video is on, and we are talking about these problems in real. We are discussing these, doing the experience and getting rid of it, the whole process of how do we do it. It's there on Thursday at 6 o'clock. I will go ahead on the question asked by Gaurav. Hi Vineet, nice to see you. Hey Ashutosh, yeah, the pink elephant walked. Nice. And you see the pink elephant, right, Ashutosh? Could you connect to what I'm trying to say in this? So, Gaurav, your question is how to take right decisions. So, Gaurav, I would be challenging, and then I will also give you the advice. I like to challenge rather than advise. I'm a coach rather than only a mentor. And my question to you is that what is right, and according to whom it is right? Decision is a decision, right? When I take a decision and post the decision, I experience the facts, and then after the facts it become my feedback. And how do I utilize that feedback then to add on to take the next decision? That is one understanding of mine of decisions itself. So I personally actually do not believe about right decisions. I believe that there is a decision which can be taken, number one, by utilizing model of excellence, which NLP has taught me, Gaurav, a lot. So hear me out very clearly. I'm talking about model of excellence. Now, Gaurav, for example, you would like to take a specific decision, say in yoga or say in your health. So when I say health, health specifically, how would you like to have more flexibility and fitness in your body? That's, say, for example, is the intention. So set the intention. What specifically would you like to focus on? Number one. So the intention is flexibility and fitness. Having good health is a very common says fluffy word. It's a very fluffy word. Having specific intentions before the decision is the key, Gaurav. Do you agree? Please let me know. Number two, after I have set the intention that this is the objective and intention, very specific intention, not the airy one, the specific ones. Like, for example, airy ones are again, I want to be wealthy, I want to be successful. I don't believe in these words too much. Although, I say, okay, get success from NLP, but then success is a very, very broader term, right? So, subjective intention. So, we have specific intentions ready. Now, if I have intention ready, fitness and flexibility, then I would focus on the model of excellence. Okay, if I want to achieve fitness and flexibility, who is the model who has achieved the same? So, NLP is based on modeling. Micro muscle of modeling and modeling as a concept has been utilized in NLP by John Grinder and Richard Bandler to model Milton Erickson, Virginia Satir, and Fritz Perls, and then utilizing their model of excellence, utilizing their concept, they actually created the concept called NLP. I will talk in detail about this on Thursday. I'm coming back to model of excellence. Now, if I have chosen a model, say for example, I take an example of my friend Nandita as a model of yoga, then knowing everything about how did the person learn, what is the person doing, a very small tiny bits of it, and most important, spending time. The original modeling process is having the model in front of me, doing that specific task in that day and every day, and I copying exactly what the model is doing, seeing, hearing, feeling, doing a macro muscle, and using my internal dialogue, and unconsciously assimilating what the model is doing so that it goes in my brain. That is called model of excellence. At an easy level, what I can suggest is if I have a specific model called, say, Nandita as my teacher, I I learn from her every day that how and what specific muscle is important to press for halasan, for example, which will help me to get the intention flexibility. So, get the model of excellence and how this model of excellence has taken a decision about X. What did they do? How did they do? And following the model of excellence, I have many examples, real examples, in which I've seen my very close family members and very close business entrepreneurs to focus on the model of excellence. Like, for example, if you pick Grant Cardone, if you would like to take decisions in sales and business, and you model Grant Cardone in using the YouTube videos and the books which he has written, you will learn a lot, which will help you to take the decisions. So, setting the intention, then asking that the plan which I have made with my model of excellence will help me to achieve that intention. So then setting up your plan and using NLP, one of the tools, Gaurav, is unconsciously using my unconscious signals and unconsciously allowing myself to go and just do it. Like as a child, when I was assimilating language from my mother, at that time, I was not thinking that I am going to go and speak. I kept assimilating and unconsciously I just did it, right? So the same piece of modeling can be applied in many things, in fact also to take decisions. So that's one of the point. Again, focus on the intention to what you want to achieve. Number 2, get the model who is there. Number 3, get the plan. Number 4, when you go and execute the plan at the level of unconscious and not at the level of conscious. These four things, these four steps, if focused properly and done with consistency and with commitment, can help you to reach your decisions, and each decision will give you a feedback. Include that feedback, because no decision is right or wrong, it's just a feedback. I hope, Gaurav, that in such small time I have answered in some detail to you. I would like to meet you on Thursday to have more detailed discussion on decisions, which is very interesting concept, Gaurav. I would like to hear from you right now that whether this entire concept of intention, plan, model, plan, and then having a feedback, could you relate to this entire process? Let me know. Okay, Preeti. Hi, Preeti. Okay, I'm taking the last question over here. If you have any other question, please connect with us, with our team members, Deepika, Priyanka. Write to us at connect at i-flame.in, and also connect with us in detailed discussion and interesting experiences on Thursday at 6 p.m. Hi, Preeti. Thank you so much for the question. Your question is how to activate subconscious mind. Okay, all right. Preeti, my understanding to this question is that our subconscious is is active if we can make this as a team. It's always there. It's always active. The point is that how do I utilize it more? So, activating or utilizing my unconscious or my subconscious, whatever name you would like to give. If I say, how do I activate? I am actually having a presupposition that it is not active. Though, Preeti, tell me that it's been so many years that the unconscious, subconscious has been always helpful and has been always guiding you, right? So, one answer to it is make a team. That's what Carmen says. And when you make a team, you create a sync and you are always active with it. I hope that I've answered your question in a very simple manner. There are deeper techniques, Preeti, which is utilized for creating a team to make the alignment, to use the unconscious signals, which we do in our classic code entire process of 2 months, which helps you to align yourself and helps you to activate your subconscious. All right. I hope everyone that it was useful. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for your comments. Lovely, Preeti. I hope to see you on the 9th of September at 6 p.m. IST. You can register there on the link. We are going to take you through the experience of NLP, classic code, and new code NLP and details. And I would like to see you all and answer as many questions as we can. So, see you on Thursday, everyone. Take care. Shabak Khair, Shubhratri. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.